Hello, everybody. This is Purge bringing you guys a gameplay cast. This is for the Gamecom Plantronics Dota 2 EU tournament. We're going to be watching the Radical Online Extremists versus Aurochs International. Now, a little bit about this tournament, as I'm sure you guys are a little bit in the dark here. This was a tournament that was played over the course of February 15th to March 15th. We're going to be doing some replay casting of the finals here. This was hosted by Gamecom Plantronics. They are the company that has the Dota 2 branded headsets. If you guys want to check those out, you can at their website, gamecom.plantronics.com/Dota2. I put a link in the stream title. If you buy one of their headsets, you get a Dota 2 branded Battle Fury for Faceless Void. Super rare cosmetic. You get it. The cosmetic is worth like as much as the headset. So if you guys are looking for a headset, it's a no-brainer there. Go check that out if you guys want to. Of course, a little bit about these teams. I actually don't know anything about them, but they have flags and they have icons and all of the sexy stuff. And we get to watch a little bit of the metagame from about a month ago or so. Or a couple weeks, excuse me, just a few weeks. This was an open bracket tournament. They also did a North American one in addition to an EU one. And we're going to start. Wow, drafting is like so fast. This is insane. Things are just flying along here. IO Chaos Knight, Nyx Assassin for the Radical Online Extremists, which we're going to call Rocks, and the other team is Aurochs. So Magnus, Batrider, Lone Druid, tons of really good heroes that were drafted. Gyrocopter as well as the Lifestealer were also banned by Aurochs, two heroes that are actually very good carries, very competent carries. And Rocks went for a Darkseer as well as a Keeper of the Light. Darkseer, great long lane hero, of course. Keeper of the Light, really annoying to push against, but at this point, I dare say they kind of want one themselves, since they're up against a Lone Druid. His pushing is fantastic. Though I have heard some people describe the Wisp Chaos Knight combo as very, very effective towards a Lone Druid, just because anytime he's on the map somewhere, you just go and gank him using the Wisp relocate. The reason it's so nasty is because Wisp has a lot of magic damage from the spirits. If you do it correctly, what you do is you queue up the spirits until you have 5 out, and then you teleport. You burn that 500 nuke damage on the Lone Druid, which doesn't affect any of his armor. His armor does not block any of the magic damage. And then as the first 5 spirits explode, you can recast the next set of spirits, and you can end up doing like 1,000 damage nuke to the hero, plus Chaos Knight stuns on top of that. So it really is a lot of burst damage. It really isn't just the Chaos Knight that this combo is about. It's about the spirits and the Chaos Knight with all their stuns. You can really do a lot of burst damage and prevent him from farming up some of his core items. Just go straight for the main hero. He's going to be stunned the whole time. Doesn't matter if you get entangled. And Wisp Chaos Knight, great combo against Lone Druid. Regardless, the rest of the heroes that they have are still pretty effective. If anything, I would say that they might have the weirder lanes because they have so many possible mid heroes, for example. Magnus and Batrider are arguably fighting for a mid. They could put Batrider in the jungle, but we haven't seen that as much as of recently. Usually, in this case, we'll see a Magnus mid with a Batrider in the long lane. Lone Druid, I guess, will be safe, but their lanes are kind of weird. I'm not a huge fan of the 3 heroes that Aurochs picked up here. Regardless, if they can somehow lane this effectively, then they can definitely have a great mid game, because Batrider, Magnus, and Lone Druid are all great heroes, especially Bat, obviously. His Flaming Lasso is fantastic for ganking, can be very useful against Chaos Knight, regardless of him getting a BKB. And Magnus, of course, I think you guys have seen Reverse Polarity before, right? It's a pretty good spell, giant AoE stun, can win you team fights just by itself. So, second round of banning, we've seen a Shadow Demon, a Rubik, as well as a Puck, and a Nature's Prophet. We have 2 more bans to fly on out here. Last ban is going to be a Juggernaut, because Rocks is a little bit afraid of the fast push. The reason they banned this out is because Healing Ward plus the Lone Druid Bear is fantastic. It is so hard to stop that. Just because the Healing Ward does a percentage of HP healed, that means that tanky heroes will heal more than squishy heroes. And the Bear is the tankiest, highest HP thing in the game at the in the early stages at least. So the Healing Ward on the Bear is insanely good. But the downside is they really wouldn't have fantastic ways to lane that. They would probably have to do best would be long lane Magnus is not very good, so I wouldn't say this is a best case scenario. But long Magnus with a safe farming Lone Druid support, I guess, and a jungling Batrider, I don't know, or mid Magnus, I suppose, jungling Bat, and then long lane Lone Druid could work. Last ban is going to be an AA actually, which is maybe a little telling of what Aurochs wants to do here. That's a hero that's almost never banned, actually. But the main reason that AA is picked up is, number 1, to prevent healing, and number 2, to slow down pushes a little bit, because it's pretty scary to push and or dive. When you're grouped up on a tower like that, it's pretty easy for AA to land his ulti, and if it prevents you from healing, you're maybe going to have a bad time if you have mech heroes or you're trying to push in, for example, because pushes are very, very swingy oftentimes. You don't have that much advantage until you start taking a lot of the towers, so it can be very difficult to end up holding that off. But the pick goes to Aurochs next. They are finally going into the reserve time here before it's Aurochs' turn, and they're a little unsure what they want to go for. They have a Chaos Knight as well as a Wisp, but that's going to be an easy tri-lane with the next Assassin if needed. I don't think we'll see next mid against Magnus. I think there's arguably a lot better heroes they could do, but I think that is possibly their tri-lane. Not a very strong tri-lane, I'd like to point out. 2 melee heroes plus Wisp. Wisp isn't exactly the best tri-lane support. He is useful, but he's not the best. Not the most reliable unless you're like a ridiculously talented Wisp player at the pro level. Enigma will be their draft, so it looks like they'll be doing a jungling Enigma, most likely, with a tri-lane of Chaos Knight, Nyx, Io, and then they just need a possible long lane, or I wouldn't recommend them going aggressive tri-lane with that tri-lane, but they could go aggressive tri-lane with that, and then they could do a safe solo as well if they really want to. That is all going to be an option. So, next pick from Aurochs coming up. They are looking for support heroes. They have none currently. There have been some good supports banned by Rocks, of course. The Rubik as well as the Shadow Demon. Caudle also banned out. But I mean, there's plenty of supports in the game that are usable. I would even like to see maybe a Vengeful Spirit in the game since Enigma has been drafted. I do like that they banned Rubik because Rubik is by far the best support against Enigma because it's so easy to steal Black Hole. I'm actually going to grab a Jakiro. A little bit about Jakiro. And something to point out. Since Enigma's in the game, Black Hole's fantastic, obviously. Aurochs really doesn't have a lot of good ways to stop that, other than Flame Break. Flame Break is obviously the easiest. Super long range disable, giant AoE, you can't miss it. You only need level 1 to stop it. If Batrider plays effectively and stays outside of the Black Hole range, anytime Enigma tries to Black Hole without a BKB, he will be able to shut that down. And Jakiro, of course, also has another really good range disable, which is going to be Ice Path. So they're working some decent stuns in their lineup that should protect them against Enigma if he does go for Black Holes in the mid game. So at the moment, Aurochs' team comp looks pretty good. But I must say the same thing about Rocks. They've got fantastic disables. They've got good global gank presence out of the Chaos Knight and the Wisp. And in the late game, they've also got really good carry out of the Chaos Knight. He is going to have to be a little worried about the Lone Druid, though, because the Lone Druid Entangle, basically the Lone Druid is a pretty good counter against any BKB melee carry is usually how that works out, except for like Anti-Mage maybe. But yeah, really effective against those hero comps. And the last pick was going to be a Queen of Pain, which will be their mid hero. So I'm assuming this is going to be, they might just leave the long lane, put Enigma in the jungle for a couple levels, but they could do a long lane Enigma. Don't think it's very effective. It's not very good at stopping push. And a Queen of Pain on the mid lane, and then Nyx, Chaos Knight, Io tri-lane on the safe lane is my expectation. I don't know if they'll put guys in the long lane. They may or may not. And they're going to pick an Alchemist. What is going on here? Is this an Alchemist support? Alchemist, Jakiro, Lone Druid, Bat, and a Magnus. I guess this is going to be Magnus mid, Lone Druid long lane, Bat Rider jungle, Jakiro Alchemist dual lane is my expectation. I think that's what we're going to see. It's not that big of a deal to have just an Alchemist, Jakiro dual lane if they don't have anybody in lane. And at most, they're going to probably have Enigma. I think Rocks would be crazy to do an aggressive tri-lane with Nyx, Chaos Knight, Io, so I'm under the impression that Alchemist is going to get free farm, which could be really dangerous for Rocks here. So we'll see how this turns out for them. It'll be a Queen of Pain versus Magnus on the mid lane. This is a really good matchup for Queen of Pain. Long lane is going to be Lone Druid versus Io, Chaos Knight, Nyx. This is pretty good for Lone Druid because there's not a lot of ranged heroes, so that means they won't be able to do a lot of physical damage to the bear. But let's go over the players quick for the Radiant team. This is Team Aurochs, I believe. Do they have flags? They do not, actually. But it is Aurochs. So for the Radiant team Aurochs, Tony Montana is going to be playing the Magnus. We've got Dubas playing the Batrider, who's flying the Batmeleon. Pretty cool. Best Sema EU is going to be playing Alchemist. We have CA playing Lone Druid. And finally, Tossi is going to be playing the Jakiro. For the Dire team, Rocks, we've got Biz is Perfect playing the Chaos Knight. Yol playing the Io. They are doing aggressive tri-lane, by the way. Vanscore, Hearts, Laydana is going to be playing Assassin on the mid lane. Looks like it's going to be Solo playing the Queen of Pain. And I have no idea how to pronounce that, so I'm going to say that is Enigma, guys. Have a great time, Enigma. He's actually doing a safe lane, so it's pretty cool. Actually, seen some people fight each other. I was going to be right-clicking this Batrider a couple times. Is pretty okay with this, apparently. And he will tether away last second. One stun landing on Lone Druid, and Alchemist, I believe, will stun himself, and he will. So just a little bit of damage done to him. So they are aggressive tri-lane versus this is actually looking kind of scary for them. Lone Druid most likely is going to the long lane, but for now he's just kind of trying to help out his allies. And they're killing all of the trees here. They want to make sure that they can stop any warding, I believe. Wow. And also they're going to be able to pull these together very, very simply, which is most likely what Batrider's main goal is going to be. So
The battle begins.
all the creeps are gone. The Observer Ward, no, there's no secret spots to put it down now. You might as well just place it. And that's an interesting spot. I have not seen somebody place there. We'll see if that blocks the camp. I'm not completely sure if it will or not. But if they could, it would be really useful to them because that's going to stop any pulling from the Jakiro. And he's going to be sitting at level 1 no matter what, basically. So aggressive tri-lane against Alchemist. By the way, he went a really greedy item build. Stout Shield as well as a Quelling with only a single Tango is not going to be enough regen against a tri-lane. If he was free farm, no big deal, but this is going to be a little tough for him. Lone Druid is up against the Enigma. Enigma versus a Lone Druid is not that bad. He also has a DD picked up here, and he will be going for a fast slow ring. He picked up the recipe already, so that means he's going to be able to complete this on the side lane. And little known fact, Enigma is actually a pretty good 1v1 solo hero. He's already got 4 last hits, more than anybody else in this game. Both of the mid heroes rushing a fast bottle with the 3 Ironwood Branch Tango build. And back on the bot lane, just a Stout Shield on Chaos Knight, and Wisp has some decent regen. Next Assassin as well, so this tri-lane's looking really good for them. And look at this ward apparently does block the camp. Huh. I assume so. I didn't pay good enough attention, but a sentry being placed as well to look for any observer wards from the Radiant team. And the Radiant team right now is not happy about this. They actually went really greedy on starting items, I believe. I don't know if they pooled resources or what. Batrider has no items. Where did all your items go? I see no sentries. Did they make a flying... I think they made a flying courier level 1. And they've got bottles coming out as well. I guess this is a bottle for Batrider, it looks like. I'm guessing. Something like that. They didn't purchase any sentries, and now they're completely shut down because these observer wards are going to stop all of their pull possibilities, and they can't even safely last hits. So this is going to be a big last hit advantage going to Aurochs, and it's going to propel them very, very well to the mid game. Queen of Pain should take at least some advantage in the mid lane. Currently is being outlast hit by the Magnus. Safe lane looks like it's being won by the Enigma. Enigma is somewhat outlast hitting the Lone Druid. Lone Druid going to pick up a Quelling Blade. I don't like this choice at all, actually. I think Quelling Blade on the Spirit Bear in the lane is complete waste, but might as well just get like a, I don't know, save up and get a Blades of Attack or something. That makes more sense to me. And since we are on a replay cast, we get to speed up pauses so we don't waste anybody's time. This is my favorite thing about replay casting. Alright, and we go back down to normal time. There we go. Looks like Batrider is going to start off on the small camp, trying to pick off the Ghost to start things off. More Bottle Coin from the Magnus. This is an absolute fixture of any Magnus mid lately. He pretty much just spams abilities to get his last hits. He's going to be waiting to Shockwave. He really wants to take that range creep at the same time as a melee, so he's being quite patient here, and any second here he will nuke this. And there we go. 2 last hits for him for this out of 1 Shockwave. Next Assassin spreading his illusions around. He does put a sentry down. He's trying to stop the stacking, actually. This is to prevent Batrider from getting a lot of experience, and the bottles go back once again. Batrider picking up level 2. He actually did take a lot of damage from the creeps here. Alchemist running away. Will we see a stun? Here comes one stun any second. He's going to throw the first stun. Reality Rift in a second. He throws his next disable. There's the Chaos Bolt. Only a level 1 though, but more right clicks, and actually he needs to get out of there, but the Spirits do enough damage, and Nyx Assassin is able to get the first blood. So first blood going to Aurochs here on the Dire team. Queen of Pain is now creating some good lane control over the Magnus. She has actually gone for a second level of Shadow Strike, which we don't always see on the mid Queen of Pain. This is going to delay either her Scream power or her ulti at around level 6, level 7, since she has gotten a second level of Shadow Strike. It does do an insane amount of damage versus the Magnus, though. Unless she misses everything, then she has a lot of trouble, but it is going to be very annoying for her to deal with. The nuke is going to miss. So, Queen of Pain generally pretty easy lane here. Going to use his Scream as well, and Tony Montana going to have another dagger as well, and this is actually pretty bad for him. His bottle is coming back. Is she really going for it? There's the first skewer. Throws the Shockwave as well, and that's going to miss as she blinks away. Down to 120 HP. Here comes the bottle. That'll heal him back up on the top lane. Lone Druid at 11 CS. Enigma sitting at 16 with 10 denies. So Enigma doing pretty well. And he can now buy his soul ring from the side shop. I would love to see him just kind of right-click the Eidolons on the bear, maybe. I don't know. It does have a stout shield, I guess, which blocks a huge percentage of this Eidolon damage. He's getting kind of low, level 5. But I do like that he is maxing out demonic conversion. I think this is pretty much required. And wow, now mismicroing his Eidolons a little bit. Just some free food for the Lone Druid. Nice micro from him. Inadequate micro from the Enigma, and he's now out of HP a bit, so he's got to pop some tangos here. And again, man, he's just really not controlling his creatures very well. I don't think he's handling this. We're gonna maybe see Alchemist. He does go down once again. Stun lands on Io, level 2 Wisps, and he's got his wand picked up as well as his boots. So it's looking really, really good for the Dire team at the moment. 2-0. On the mid lane, Quap is getting max last hits in the game. But Batrider's doing okay, actually. Where's he jungling? It looks like he did actually deward. No, he didn't deward this camp. He just killed it. That's all. Wasn't able to stack it anymore, so he did just pick it off here. We'll see if he stacks this up. Quap blinking back once again, and the bot tower is going to be pressured. Alchemist having a really tough game. He actually has 0 last hits. And still, despite this, seeing his lane opponents, he still is maxing out Goblin's Greed. And I think this is a complete mistake here. If you know you're going to be up against a tough lane, you can't max the skill out. I know it's so much gold and it's so fun to see those yellow numbers pop up, but it is just not the right choice. I think he has to get at least a maxed Unstable Concoction or maybe get some levels of the Acid Spray, something like that I think is required. Enigma picks off the Lone Druid. That's with help from the Nyx Assassin. Looks like he didn't use Black Hole for that, just a Demonic Conversion and a Malefice. Not quite sure what happened there. Sorry, I missed that one. Magnus on the mid lane. Quap went back to base to heal, and she has picked up a wand. Like the nuke, blinks forward, actually using a dagger. Does not have her ulti, though. The reason she did that mostly is right when you come back to lane, guys, you're still getting some regen from the base. So if you do use mana immediately upon entering, it's actually pretty cost efficient. If we look at what she casted and added up, she actually used 300 mana there. Am I correct? Yeah, 300 mana was used, and she's only missing about 150 right now. So my math right? Yeah, about 150. So really cost efficient to use mana to harass as soon as you come back to lane like that, because you're not even going to spend about half of it. So Nyx Assassin's still trying to make kills happen on top. Lone Druid's playing a lot more safe now. He's actually at level 5. He does not have boots up on his primary hero. Maybe that was the reason he died. But we will see. A couple of heroes in a lot of trouble. Wisp is going to be very low. Uses a 1. Tony Montana now taking the spirit damage, and Wisp's trying to do things without dying. But level. Oh my god. 1 second stun again on Batrider. Ulti is used in 2 kills, in the jungle now. So big double kills, 5-0. Treads are picked up on Chaos Knight, so even more right-click, and I don't like this choice, but he's actually maxing out Reality Rift next. Chaos Bolt's the way to go, guys. You should have Bolt maxed out by level 7. He still could max it out by level 7, but I really think that you should max out Chaos Bolt first at level 5. But just a small error. Really isn't making that big of a difference. He's purchasing a bottle. Some of the other teams that we've seen do bottle on Chaos Knight Wisp, they've actually given the bottle to the Wisp and not the Chaos Knight. Will we see a gank here? Here comes the Nyx Assassin coming in. He's going to throw 1 stun, but Enigma's nowhere close. He'll do some mana drain as well, but that really won't accomplish a whole lot. If anything, that maybe burned a little bit too much of Nyx Assassin's mana, because he can't even throw stun now for a bit. So we'll see. Tranquil Boots and a Soul Ring on Enigma. I actually think this is a pretty good choice. I normally don't like Tranquil Boots on Enigma, but versus a Lone Druid who can harass you a bit with a bear, I think it's very important for him to keep his HP at full, and Tranquil Boots is definitely going to accomplish that. The only other boots that I think are really, really worth it is maybe Treads. So yeah, Queen of Pain now level 7. Still is getting a lot of runes and things like that. Has a ward and a null talisman, and really not a lot of roaming going on from the Radiant team. Alchemist finally getting his second last hit. These 2 levels of Goblin's Greed have absolutely not been... They haven't accomplished anything at all, really. So they are now finally getting some last hits. But Chaos Knight is looking for more stuns. He's level 5 currently. Going to find some creeps that he will now steal. The Radiant team won't be too happy about that. Level 6 on him. Chaos Bolt's being picked up. And another stack from Batrider. He's trying to prepare more farming later. Nyx Assassin's also around looking for some harass. Wow, Jakira's still level 1 here. Rushing Boots. Boots with a Tango here. Level 1 Ice Path is not very effective, guys. It's literally a disable, and that's it. You've got a disable, and you have a 25 damage nuke. That's not enough at all. Lone Druid's still playing very safe as well. And Enigma, actually, this is one of the great things about solo Enigma. It's like, if your lane is pushed too far forward, you just go to the jungle, and you can still jungle insanely effectively. He doesn't even need to be here, really. You could just right-click his Eidolons on some jungle camps and be completely self-sufficient. So Enigma's had a great game here. 38 last hits on him. If we take a look at some graphs, a really big gold advantage. This is massive, guys. 3,000 gold advantage. She blinks forward. Will she try to kill Magnus? Nope. A little bit too far away. Wasn't quite happy with her blink range there. And he's going to try to shockwave her, but she does dodge it at the last second. So he could try to go for a kill. She's pretty low here. He's thinking about it. He wants to skew her in. If he can skew her in, get her low. Again, misses another shockwave. Chaos Knight's going to pick off the Lone Druid on the top lane. That was with a relocate gank. Yes, it was. Enigma helping out with that one as well. Malefice as well as some Eidolons. And they go right back to the bot lane to continue farming. So very, very little loss to snag that kill. I bet the EXP is ridiculous this game, and it is. Huge EXP advantage if we take a look at the hero levels. Got a lot of heroes down at the bottom, mostly, namely the Jakiro sitting at level 2. Even Alchemist isn't that high up. He's still maxing out Grievel's Greed here to try to come back from this, but I mean, the dive possibilities are massive. Level 6 on Chaos Knight. They've got Spirits just about maxed out here. Batrider is going to be able to pick off some stacks, but he's going back to base. Wow, is he greedy? Is he going... He's literally going Blink Bottle without boots, so no boots at all on him. This is going to cost him a little bit when he doesn't end up initiating, but we'll see how it turns out for him. He will be able to disable somebody, guaranteed, though. And Chaos Knight is going to be able to take the tower as well, so... Chaos Knight takes tower. Nyx Assassin is going to heal back up to full. Level 4 on him. I'm sure he'd love to hit level 6. Queen of Pain hitting level 8 on the mid lane. And she's going to find a regen as well. Enigma looks like he's going for Blink after the Tranquil Soul Ring. His HP is still a little weak, but with their huge advantage in the early game, I don't know if it's going to matter that much that he does rush Blink first. And it is a really fast Blink dagger, by the way. 10 minutes here. He could also make mech. Who knows what he'll make. I kind of wish it was a mech personally because it would allow them to just kind of push and take tower after tower. But we'll see what they do. Smoke gang coming towards the mid lane. They might find Batrider. The smoke's going to get revealed. That's going to be Jakiro instead. Here comes Jakiro in a lot of trouble. 2 seconds stun on this. Flame Break is well being used. He throws out the Ice Path, which will catch the Nyx Assassin, but the ulti is used on him, and the Blink Dagger does nothing for the Batrider here. He gets stunned. Will he skewer forward? He will. 4-second stun, but under tower, I don't think it matters a whole lot. Chaos Knight's just going to right-click this, another Reality Rift, and he goes down 9-0 right now. Aurochs is just stomping their opponents. There's not a whole lot that the Aurochs can do to slow this down. Enigma purchasing. It is going to be a mech. Good choice. Purchasing the mech here. It's going to allow them to push very, very easily. He's missing an Ironwood branch, actually. He's not going to be able to make his mech. Small mistake from him. And we see a kill on the bot lane. Alchemist now getting killed. That was with the relocate as well. So absolutely nowhere that is safe for Aurochs here. Getting outdrafted. Their lane setups were just not effective enough. Okay, I'm crazy. He did have it. Oh, that's right, because he had a buckler finished already. So he only needed 1 Ironwood branch. Excuse me. Phase Boots on the bear is what's picked up. Still missing some last hits. 47 last hits for him. 2 deaths. Magnus actually getting a kill on the bot lane. It's going to be on Chaos Knight, actually. Chaos Knight apparently being a little too aggressive here. That was with a Batrider lasso. Makes sense. No boots quite up yet for him. Wisp is here with the Quap. Great blink from him. Jakiro goes down. 1 flame break. He does have RP if he wants to use it. Here comes the Skewer. Will he RP it? He does not. They really didn't have the damage anyways. Even if he got RP there, it would have been a waste. Blinks forward. Will try to kill the Batrider. Another Shockwave is used. He's almost using it. He does only get 1, though. Tried to snag the Wisp. Another Flame Break. If he would have gotten the Wisp there, maybe could have snagged a kill, but things are still looking a little scary. I would like to see him try to Shockwave this at least. He's kind of played a little too safe, I think. Could have caught the Wisp as well. And Enigma shows up with the mech, so here comes the heal. Look at that full HP heal. Tether is really good with the mech, guys. And now I think they should honestly just push a bit. They still have got a Black Hole up. Nyx Assassin's level 6. He's looking for some kills. I don't think he can kill the Lone Druid. He can maybe do some damage to the bear. This is the hero he wants. Jakiro, hello. Will you die? We'll see. Oh man, he was a second too late. He lost the burst damage from the Vendetta. That hit did absolutely nothing. And he might be in some trouble now. Nope, they're looking to dive. They say towers. We don't care, honestly. Heroes are going to hide. There's a TP out from the Lone Druid. Good escape from him, but that's going to cost him quite a bit. Armlet's on the way for the Chaos Knight. Once he snags this up, he's going to have so much right-click damage in these team fights. All you have to do is activate the Armlet, split on off, and you should be able to take the tower. Eidolon's pushing the bot lane as well, doing a lot of damage. Eidolons are so good for pushing towers, guys. That's why I like maxing it out first. Batrider going for more of a Flame Break with a Sticky Napalm build. And IO Chaos Knight as well. Sprint around the top lane. Alchemist still playing really, really safe. Look at his positioning. He honestly doesn't even feel safe standing by the creep wave. That's because he knows that relocate is a threat constantly. And look at this. They're ready to do it. They're looking at opportunities. Wisp is still level 8. Here it is. Drum is being used. They're going in. He does get his ulti off at least 4 seconds stun. Wisp's spirits need to do the damage, and there's the damage. No! What did you do? Get him! Alright, cool. He does stun them. Skewer comes through. Magnus is going to be running for his life because he does not have RP just yet. And they did not use relocate for that, by the way. They're thinking about chasing, I guess. And Batrider goes in. Will he grab somebody? 2 seconds stun on him. Here comes the tether as well. Oh, they haven't tether stunned it. Doesn't even matter. And there, the RP finally. Man, the coordination is just not what they needed to be. Dagger as well, and that's going to be it for Magnus. He's going to buy some TP scrolls. This is a Dagon? Alright, she's going for a Dagon build. Doesn't even care. Just going for the burst damage. Fun choice. It is really fun to get Dagon on Queen of Pain. Just gives you so much more ganking potential. If you guys are winning by a lot, I really recommend Dagon because everybody's HP is so low. Look at Jakiro. Despite being extremely high strength gain, he's only got 682 HP. That's literally like a Scream and a Dagon and a Dagger. It doesn't even have to use the Scream of Pain to kill him. Very, very easy. And it cuts right through Lone Druid as well. Despite him having 13 armor, he can do a lot of damage this way. So Enigma takes the next tower. He is going to be going for a BKB next. I love the choice. There aren't any abilities that are going to catch him other than either an Entangle or a Flaming Lasso. But I don't know if it's possible to lasso Enigma always black holing. If you do, you'd have to have a perfect one. Oh, wow, he's got armlet up. He wants to get a kill. It's actually Quap, sorry. She can just kill this guy. Just kill him. Honestly, just kill him. Kill him. Ulti it. Alright, there's the ulti. Great ulti catching 3. Actually, Dagon is used as well. Magnus goes down. Dagger now. And Jakiro's going to fall. She's not done yet. Goes high ground. Doesn't quite have enough mana, but any second here. Actually, she's playing it really safe here. Could have done a Scream, maybe Blink. And she will go for it. Blinks in for the secure. Now she'll bottle up a little bit. Chaos Knight going for another kill. It's going to be on the Lone Druid. Lone Druid, wow, great black hole. Actually going to save him some time here. They actually did need that to keep the Chaos Knight alive. And another stun comes through. Trying to reflect the damage, but only catches the Queen of Pain, level 1 unstable, by the way. And let's just point out the fact that Alchemist has literally 4 points into a skill that does absolutely nothing for his team fight right now. This could be 4 levels of Acid Spray. Imagine that trying to counter push. I mean, I think his skill build was not adjusting properly to the game at hand. He really did need to max out a different skill other than the Grievous Screed. He's only got 28 last hits, most of which have only happened in the last 10 minutes or so, and that's just literally not enough for this game. The GPM on 3 of the Dire Heroes are just insane, whereas the net worth is just so low for the Radiant team. It's going to be so hard for them to try to come back from this. So Chaos Knight goes back to the bot lane. The rest of the Dire team is going to control the jungle. The Radiant team really doesn't have a whole lot of places to farm at the moment. Even Magnus is feeling scared farming his lane. Again, relocate is always a constant threat. And even a Dagon picked up on the Wisp. Oh my gosh. DD as well for him. It's pretty hilarious. See if he uses this. Nyx Assassin is on the bot lane. Going to try to slow down the push with a Flame Break, but I don't really see that happening. The Rift goes through. Actually, he blinks back as well. Wisp is coming in, just wants to help out. Here comes the Tether, bottling this up as well. Will he dag on this? And the split comes as well. Tower goes down, actually, and there it is. Who is this? Magnus. Magnus wants to RP. Does get the RP off of that dag on from the Wisp. Is enough to just shut him down. 1 stun from Alchemist as well, and Lone Druid's helping out. There's the Flaming Lasso. Will this do enough? 4-second stun on the Lone Druid, actually. And Quap blinks in, who really wants to kill Alchemist, but has to blink forward. Here comes another Scream any second, and he's just going to TP out. Needs to do a Tether stun, but no. He still doesn't have boots on the Bat Rider. Man, that hurts. And Chaos Knight is regenning down. Armlet costing him a lot of HP. And they will go high ground. 3 dead heroes. And I think this game might be over 21-1. I think this is hard to come back from at the 17-minute mark here. They have so much ganking. They have the late game secured with the Chaos Knight. Little reflection here on the Bat Rider and the blink forward. Another dagger and ulti. And that is going to be a dead Batamelion. Doesn't matter how sexy your cosmetics are. You can still die like a normal person. Man, look at these Dagons. Who's Dagon level 2 on Queen of Pain. Alchemist is going to try to throw this. Will he get in range in time? Nope. He's going to get stunned. On the bright side, it's only a level 1. Initiation coming. Big stun on him. Damage reflection. Will anybody from the Dire team die? That's the next question. 1 skewer, will he ulti this? He's got a shockwave. He's going to miss it, though. One's coming. Again, man, that level 1 stun does virtually nothing. Shockwave, oh, that was close. Sick mech. Really good initiation from the Batmelion. He gets stunned right on the tether. That's the worst feeling in the world. Dagon's again coming out, and there's nothing they can do. The Radiant team has no chance of surviving this. They really need a high level of Acid Spray or something. He's going to blink out, actually. Wisp going to be taking him back. 3-second stun. Chaos Knight's got to be careful. He needs to armlet toggle this. He does continue to do his shockwave, but he gets the bear before he goes down. Looking for the RP. Will he get it in time? He doesn't have it. Actually, it's still on cooldown. A good game. Well played is finally called here. Aurochs is going to be absolutely stomped by Aurochs here. And this really just came down to the laning. It was too greedy from Aurochs. Just way too greedy from Aurochs. They expected to do a Alchemist versus... an Alchemist Jakiro versus a tri-lane of any kind. They just blocked all the jungle camps, and there was literally no advantage that the Radiant team could take there. Wisp has no armor, and he dies really fast in that. And looks like Enigma's going to die as well. Okay, this is where all the deaths come from. And that is just going to be the end of it. So now they're just going to fountain farm. Everybody is going to back out, and very shortly here we will see the end of the game. Pretty sick throw, guys. Alright, cool. So that's game 1, guys. That was the winner bracket final. Rocks versus Auroch. That is game 1. These are best of 3, so we'll be coming up in a second, guys, with Aurochs versus Rocks game 2. This is for the Gamecom Plantronics Dota 2 EU event. If you guys want to find out more about that, go to gamecom.plantronics.com. You guys can check out their Dota 2 branded headsets. And yeah, my name is Purge. I'll be back in just a second, guys. Thanks for watching.